Hello. Zuck finally deleted me permanently. Um, deleted me on Facebook. Um, they so yeah, it sucks because that's uh, I mean, they deleted my original account, and they which I had, that was the first one I set up in like 2007 or something, or 2008. And so anyway, they deleted that in 2020 after, and it's very telling like why they delete these, because like I've been swearing on there. Like I swear at people, I tell people, like I've been doing that since day one. So I did that for 10 years, and it was like, yeah, I would get put in like Facebook jail or whatever, but never had an account deleted. I saw other people sometimes get deleted, but I never got deleted somehow, even though I did not hold back at all on anyone. But as soon as I joined a Boogaloo group, and I even had been talking about revolution for a decade on there, and saying, like, all these governments are evil, we need global revolution. And but I never got banned for that. But it's once I uh joined the Boogaloo movement, and I started a Boogaloo group, or it was like a Boogaloo Antifa BLM unity group, like a cooperation of at least those members of, or those people that identify with those things, who are willing to like work together. And it's not like I found a huge amount of Boogaloo people who were willing to really work that closely, but even just to start the dialogue, even just to start saying like, hey, maybe our enemies are the same enemies, and maybe BLM isn't the enemy, and Boogaloo isn't the enemy, and Antifa isn't the enemy. Maybe it's, you know, maybe to some extent we're all on the same side. So that was what I was saying. I started a group based on that, and within like I don't know, within a month or so of starting that group, I was deleted. So 10 years, telling people off, like basically threatening people, being like, telling everybody to like come at me and fucking, talk shit to my face, or, like I don't hold back. But none of that ever got me deleted. I never got deleted until I really became like a threat to the government, or like, because, it was one thing for us leftists and Occupy Wall Street people to be talking about revolution, but they knew that we don't have any guns. They knew that there's only like a few of us that really have guns, and mostly we don't have guns or anything. So they didn't really care. But they know the Boogaloo movement is armed to the teeth, because a lot of them are, like um, ex-army, and just like people who are into guns. That's how Boogaloo started. So that's what freaks them out. They don't care about, they didn't care about it before. They didn't care about leftists, being against the government. It was only when the right, the conservatives, or whatever you'd call those, I mean, it's not all conservatives per se. I mean, like a lot of the heart of the Boogaloo movement is libertarians. Like if you go, like when I was going in Boogaloo groups, it was basically the same thing. Like everybody's profile picture was like Joe Jorgensen, whatever, the libertarian candidate. So they're not really right wing. I mean, they're right wing in that sense, that they are, a lot of them are kind of anti welfare or something like that. But in every other way than that, they're leftist, basically, or, they're against the government, they're against like tyranny and all that. So, like, so they, so yeah, that crossed the line. And then this time, what it was even more telling, I guess, is the fact that that they that I posted screenshots of FDA and CDC statistics. There's like the VAERS system, VAERS, vaccine adverse events reporting system. So that's the official government reporting system for the FDA and the CDC. It was founded by them as a joint venture. And so I post, like I used to post directly from there, but then now lately I've just posted from OpenVers because openvers.com, it has all the same data, but it just makes it more accessible. Like it's easier to search through. So I get the data, they update it every week. And every week I go to OpenVers, I take a screenshot and I post it on whatever I'm not banned on. So whenever I'm not banned on Facebook, I post it on Facebook. And I've been getting banned for that for a long time. But in the past, they always ban it and then they always put it back. They always put me in Facebook jail, but then um, they say, never mind, we got it wrong, and they put it back up. But this time, I mean, this time they actually did that too. Like they flagged like because I had posted, I posted every week. So and I also posted sometimes in a comment. So they took like 5 or 6 instances of when I had posted this. They added them all together and they said, "Here, look, you're posting all these bad things." And they're all removed. And then it says, "Oh no, we got it wrong. They're all back up, but I'm still banned for a month." And now it is, "Well, they're all back up, but you're still deleted for life." So that's pretty telling, the fact that every month when they do this, they always put them back up. They always take down my CDC posts and then they always put them back up. And including now, they did that this time too. But they also just banned me for life. They're like, "Yeah, your post is fine. You're banned for life." So that tells you, and they don't like dispute the numbers. All they say is that it lacks context. They say that I'm supposed to say like, "Oh, by the way, these numbers are not real," or something, by the way, context, that's what they want. They want some disclaimer to say that there's no connection between any of these 28,000 dead people who got the jab. There's no connection between that and the jab. There's no connection between this, like 44,000 people, or no, I think it's like 50,000 by now, basically, that, um, I don't know, it's like 45,000. I think it's might be over 50,000 now that are permanently disabled. But so the context I was supposed to give was to be like, "Oh, by the way, it's just all a coincidence." Then it would have been okay. But chances are it still wouldn't have been okay because chances are their algorithms were set to flag anything from the VERS system, you know. And of course, all the little like COVIDia Karens like report me for posting that stuff. But, I'm not going to blame people reporting it. It's obviously a Facebook decision. So, so yeah, I'm like, it sucks because that's the only way I'm connected to people. I mean, it's already, in a way, it's like redundant because like they already had me so muted on there. They already hid everything I post to where nobody could fucking see it, So in a way, it's kind of like redundant to actually be deleted. But the main good thing about it was, um, well, I could admin my group. So now I don't know. I mean, I think most of my groups that I started like have other admins or mods, but mostly like inactive ones. And I'm not even sure if Neanderfiles has an alternate mod. Like any group that I started that doesn't have any alternate people is just going to be deleted. I'm sure, like, so I'm hoping Neanderfiles is still there. That would fucking suck if that's gone. And I'm assuming pre-Columbian transoceanic contact is still there because Margot is still admitting for it. But but the main reason, the main way I could use Facebook like to good effect was like just spamming people in DMs. Like I would spam out I would make videos on YouTube and then I would spam out to my DMs. that's the only way to reach anybody. Because if I post it on my wall or in even in my own groups, have thousands of people in them, nobody sees it. So I've lost that one method, the DMs. I've lost access. Like that's the bigger deal, honestly. Losing Messenger is worse than like losing Facebook. Because Facebook, I was already so blocked. Like in my own group that I founded that has like 20,000 members or something, or like, I don't know, 18,000 members, I forget. Anyway, like in pre-Columbian, uh, I posted something, I shared something into there, and somebody else like an hour later shared the exact same thing. And I noticed later in the afternoon, my post had either three or four likes, and theirs had 88. So I think mine had three, but maybe four. So yeah, basically nobody could see anything I did on Facebook anyway, except those like three or four friends that are like my closest friends that somehow either were out, either the algorithm let them see it or they were just like looking through the group or looking through my wall and so they saw it. So basically Facebook was already worthless to me, but Messenger kind of had some value because I would spam out my video links and sometimes people would like watch my YouTube videos. So I'm hoping like I'm hoping that enough of the people who want to stay in touch, I'm hoping some of them already like subscribe to me on YouTube, or at the very least they would know how to find me on YouTube if they want to stay in touch or whatnot. um but it's like it's not it's not something I lament for my sake though, really. I mean, yeah, that's a terrible fucking thing. Like that's all my contacts basically, because I don't really know anybody off of Facebook. Like I spent the last 10 years or 12 years or 15 years basically on Facebook as my like social world. So I don't really know people in real life. I know a few people, not most. Yeah, I don't know many people in real life, especially here in this town. So, so it does suck, but I mean, I would feel like a cunt to be lamenting that and not instead of lamenting the fact that we live in a timeline where the dominant social medium is a place where you get banned for sharing factual, medical information. You know, I mean, I'm alive. Facebook's policies killed a lot of people, guarantee. Guarantee the whole point of their policy was to assuage, um, well, I don't know. I probably can't even go in detail on, or YouTube will ban me. But all I'm going to say is that Facebook, when you spread disinformation and when you ban truth regarding medicine, people die. And I guarantee Mark Zuckerberg killed a lot of people through his policies. Um, so, if YouTube bans me just for saying that, then the same principle applies. Like I don't want to be part of anything, like for me to be like, oh, darn, I wish I was still on Facebook where I, checks notes, can't even mention medical facts. Like, no, no, that's so much more than a red flag. Um, so anyway, I'm not gonna, there's people who say, oh, make another account, make another account. It's so easy. It's not easy because I'm blacklisted. So, like, I know that people are going to be mad at me for not making a new account, but I'm not going to go through that shit just to be insta banned, which is what I am. Like, I already have two other accounts. They don't work because they know it's me. Different names, different photos. I don't have another device. Like, if you want to give me a new phone or something, I could try that. But even that's probably not going to work because if they get any inkling it's me, they will ban me. You know, um, yeah, they don't, it's not like like for regular people, it doesn't matter. They just use a different email address and they're fine. Me? No. I've used every email address and they know it's me because they track my IP address and then, they'll let me like post a couple things and then it'll say, suspicious activity, we're gonna lock this account or something. So yeah, I guarantee if I make another one, same thing will happen unless you give me a new phone or a new laptop or some shit to like use. But even then, same thing might happen. So it might be a waste of a phone or a laptop. They decided at some point years ago that I was like uber verboten, like, and this is the same in Twitter too. Like people get mad at me for not making a new Twitter account because I got deleted twice on there too. But that's not how it is. I fucking did make a new account and instantly deleted, like, or yeah, actually I think I did. I mean, even the second account I made, they deleted it really quick because they basically knew it was me. There's no other reason they would have deleted it within a matter of months just for like arguing with fucking SJWs on there. No, it's because they knew it was me. And so yeah, I'm not going to be making a new Twitter account. I asked Twitter, since supposedly Elon's buying it or whatever, I sent them a message to be like, will you reconsider like my account, you know, un undeactivating it or reactivating it? And they wrote back, nope, your account is bad and you're bad and you should feel bad. So, fuck Elon. I mean, that, Elon, whatever Elon's doing means nothing to me because I can't go back on there. So I'm banned for life from the official, like, publicity website of the world. And now I'm banned again, from the official socializing website of the world. So, like I'm blacklisted. I mean, in a way, it's like I've always wanted to be blacklisted in a society or like in a society that blacklists people over stupid shit, over like wrong think and whatever it is. I'd rather be the blacklisted person, and also like I grew up hearing the stories about my family being blacklisted, like in the 50s and whatever, because my mom's family were communists and socialists and whatever, so they were civil rights leaders, like they were part of the NAACP. They were part of the NAACP leadership in the Midwest. So they got blacklisted, and they were teachers, so it was really hard for them to even get teaching jobs. And but I always heard about that, and I mean, those are my heroes, right? Like, I always heard the stories about my grandparents, like my mom's parents, being radicals and marching with the king and, getting blacklisted and getting threatened by the Klan and all this stuff. And I was like, well, you know, I want to be like, I mean, in a world like that, I would much rather be like that than to be the one so that the authorities who are blacklisting them hold in favor. I don't want to be the one that Mark Zuckerberg holds in high esteem, because that would be a very fucking bad sign. That would mean I probably would have no soul like him. I mean, not to personalize it, like he's a Fed, he works for the government. These people all work for the government. It doesn't help us to like personalize it and psychologize something that's not psychological. Like the main, I mean, maybe they might make a few decisions themselves, but the big decisions are not made by people like Mark Zuckerberg or Jack at Twitter or anybody like that. I mean, you can even tell by Jack, like what that guy says. It's clear that he has no say over what fucking happens. And he doesn't say the feds are controlling it, but that's the fact. The feds control all that shit. The deep state, the global deep state, the Five Eyes, the fucking Mossad, Israeli military intelligence, all these scum, MI5. Um, so I'm glad to be out of favor with those scum, like, I mean, it sucks in a way, right? But it's better than being in favor with them. It's better than being on their side, because, evil begets evil and there's no honor among scum. And, I'm sure they're going to bring down their own house one way or another. But, um, yeah, so anyway, never a dull fucking moment. I'm on Getter. If anyone wants to join Getter, um, but it's like GETTR. It's basically like a copy of Twitter, but free speech. But I still think I'm shadow banned there, like because I have 10,000. I have over 10,000 followers, right? I have 10.7 or 10.8 or something thousand followers. And just by mass following, I just been following all of the followers of Tulsi and that feminist that's like anti-vax or whatever. Forget her name. That's always on the with Bannon. And I followed all the big turf accounts because they're pretty based like um so like like a fifth of the people that I followed me because I'm following like 50,000 people and like 10,000 people followed me back. So that's an all right return, could be worse. And but I have 10,000, 10.7 thousand followers. And like when I post stuff, like, you know, I don't I don't know if I've ever even gotten like 20 likes. And most things is like just a few likes, if any. I mean, I know that my archaeology stuff I've been posting a lot and mostly gets like no likes and then it will get like just a few likes here and there. So I don't know. I mean, part of that is maybe people are not into that because they're mostly on there for like, politics and whatever other type of stuff. But still, like,